Happy Wednesday, folks. Madcat here. Big signing yesterday in the goalkeepers union. Tatenda Mkuruva joins Detroit City FC from the Michigan Stars. He actually was a free agent. He has played the last four professional seasons with the Stars. Uh, Claiming a championship back in 2023 with the Stars in Nisa. With the uncertainty that's going on with that league, and he ends up needing a home. He comes in as a free agent, left the Stars about a week ago, and the ball got rolling. He's been practicing with Detroit City FC for the last couple months and whatnot. So hasn't been in the labs until everything got officially done. But the let's just say the T's got crossed and the I's got dotted on Monday. The story broke via the Majors Detroit on that one. So shout out to those guys, Adam and Garrett and all those guys over at the Majors Detroit for bringing out that one. That's broke about midnight on Tuesday morning. The announcement came about 12 hours later from the club stating that Mkuruva would sign with Detroit City FC. Veteran goalkeeper, 28 years old, out of Zimbabwe. He's had national team experience as well. And not to mention, the guy can stop balls. Let's just put it that way. The guy can stop balls. There has been evidence before of his, shall we say, dark arts. Yeah, he's a master of the dark arts. Maybe he holds the ball a long time. He's been involved in a couple of altercations, with players, in the past. So the guy has a little bit of grit, something like Danny Dichio likes. A lot of grit, a lot of attitude, you know, and there's a lot, and from what I've gathered from all the let's just say comments that I've seen on the Faithful group in Facebook, and even so with the club's announcement yesterday, a lot of people, he carries a little bit of baggage with him. I get it, but you know what? The guy is a great player. Bottom line, I would have loved to have him last year as a backup goalkeeper. The guy provides insurance, is what it amounts to. The guy provides insurance, and especially in a camp, where you have two goalkeepers. Carlos Saldana, one of the good goalkeepers. He's not the greatest goalkeeper in the world, but like I said, one of the good goalkeepers in the league. And of course, when you got a defense that's in front of you that's pretty stacked, that helps you out a little bit as well. Carlos Herrera, we haven't seen too much of him. As far as I think I saw a little bit of him. I did see a little bit of him at the exhibition against Toronto FC 2. That was about a month ago over in Brighton, and he was let's just say he was okay. He was all right, but then to get a couple of defensive lapses in that one did help move that game closer. In fact, so basically, like I said, depth and experience there. Yeah, grant you, it hasn't been against too much USL Championship talent. He's only faced the Detroit City FC a couple times as far as USL Championship experience. That's via the US Open Cup. Oh, actually, playing against Indy 11 as well. So that's 3 games right there that he's had experience facing competition in the US Open Cup and facing USL Championship talent. So a little different animal here in the USL Championship, obviously, with the players and the the level that is part that comes with being in a Division II level. So yeah, even having a third goalkeeper here, it's gonna be great, because then that way you have the depth in the room in case one of those two guys go down. We just had a recent thing happen with one of my clubs, Celtic, as a matter of fact. Casper Schmeichel went down in international duty, so who knows if he's going to be back. As long as he has, other keepers in the room and all that, it helps you as far as with the depth goes and all that. As long as they're adequate goalkeepers, it's even a blessing in disguise there. Manchester City has kept 3 goalkeepers too. I mean, you see Scott Carson in there. I mean, he's got guys like 35 years old, and he's still goalkeeping for Manchester City. So it's not common. It's not uncommon to have 3 goalkeepers. It's like, well, you have a backup and you have it's not common. It's not uncommon to have 3 goalkeepers. In fact, it is a blessing. It is actually a blessing, though. But we have so much in the forward position right now. We have so much in the midfielder position. Even with losing Maxi Rodriguez, the defense, it hasn't been more solid in the last couple of years. We're finally getting to the point now where we have a luxury. We have like 24 players on a squad. 4 years ago, we couldn't say that. We barely had enough to fit 18 on a game day. Now we have 24 players. So now it gives Danny Dichio the flexibility to rotate his roster a little bit, especially when it comes to cup games that are coming up. Obviously, the Open Cup coming up on April 15th and 16th, third round play. You got that going for you. The Jägermeister Cup coming up a couple weeks after that. So, like I said, there might be opportunities there in which both those goalkeepers will be featured in those competitions. So, it's all in having 3 goalkeepers, especially, when you have 2 competitions at the same time. Obviously, what was it? Load management type deal. You know how MLS was reacting to the fact that some of their teams cannot participate because they don't want more than 3 competitions going on. That it's just too much for them. Well, maybe they don't develop enough players. Maybe they don't have enough players on their rosters that they can fulfill those needs. Especially now that the 2 teams are pretty much split from that. I mean, they're still a part of the club, but 2 teams are playing in the Open Cup when the 1 teams are not. So it's a different situation like I said, different situation in MLS than it is here in the USL Championship. Yeah, you do have the academy players and all that stuff. We've had academy players come up for the friendlies like the Pumas friendly last year. So, but a lot of it is the depth of the squad, and the depth just got better, especially with a veteran goalkeeper such as Mkuruva. Tatenda, like I said, probably one of the better goalkeepers in Nisa when he was there. So, and we're grateful and thankful to have him here at Detroit City SC. All right, let's go to the women. This weekend, big weekend for the women as they take to Urbandale, Iowa for the MASL-W playoffs hosted by the Iowa Demon Hawks, even though they were 3rd place in the division. I digress. Detroit City comes in as the number 1 seed after their undefeated, unblemished record over the year. Chihuahua Savage is the number 2 seed. So on Saturday, Detroit City will play the lowest remaining seed, 5:30 Detroit time, so near the tail end of that game against Louisville, or for the men. And then the second game will take place at about 8:30. That'll be the Chihuahua Savage taking the higher remaining seed out of the semifinals, which will take, or not semifinals, sort of quarterfinals or first round, mind you, on Friday night. Iowa Demon Hawks take on ICT Aztecs at 5:30 on Friday. And then the Cincinnati Sirens, the number 4 seed, take on Dallas RPFC, number 5 seed. That is at 8:30 on Friday night. So the lowest remaining seed out of that will take on Detroit City on Saturday. So of course you know the story about Detroit City SC, dominant throughout the year in the Great Lakes North Division, 10-0 record. Kayla Addison just putting balls in the net left and right. And and it's going to be interesting to see how, with the competition, elsewhere, how they fare up against these different clubs. So, championship game is on Sunday at 3 p.m. All games are live on YouTube via the Iowa Champions League Network. So search for the Iowa Champions League Network. They will have live streaming of every game of this tournament over in Urbandale, Iowa. So it's going to be a great time, or a great weekend of women's indoor soccer there. We will preview that game on Saturday on Soccer Night in Detroit. The itinerary is going to be, I believe, we're going to have the game between Detroit City and Louisville. That's the 4 o'clock. That's the 4 o'clock game. We'll have that. I mean, that'll be first. Women will get started around 5:30. And that game is on YouTube, and of course, we're going to be done. They'll be done probably around 7:30ish. We would hope. We're going to have soccer. We're going to have after hours after coverage of the game between Detroit City and the lowest remaining seed on Saturday. Hopefully, we will definitely try to gather highlights from that one for sure and pass them along to you. So, and hopefully it'll end up being like another 10-goal masterpiece, which would be cool. But I mean, we shall see what happens there. I mean, Detroit City just been dominating as far as the MASL-W is concerned. I mean, what can you say about these girls? I mean, a balanced attack. I mean, Kayla Addison has definitely led the way. Gabby Shriver playing great goaltending as always. Hannah Crum, Zoe Greenhall, Fatima Nasser, Shannon McCarthy. Just to name a plethora of players that have. Tatiana Mason, she got 10 goals this year. Plethora of players that have graced the pitch this year, the indoor pitch for Detroit City FC. And what can you say about Danny Evans? Danny Evans has done a phenomenal job with these women, and got them to the position that they had been in the last couple seasons. Last year, they lost in the national semifinal to the Sonoma Sky, who lost to the Cincinnati Sirens in the final of the PASL tournament down there. So she has them competitive. She has them hardworking. And the one quote that came from last year, "Are you girls having fun yet?" Definitely those girls are having fun. So it's great to see them in action. We can catch them all this weekend. So as I mentioned, Soccer Night in Detroit this weekend. Obviously, we're going to do the preview of the Lou City match. We're going to do the preview of the semifinal match in the PSLW. So it's going to be kind of a let's just say kind of a split episode, shall we say, like we did before. We're going to do the first half to, I don't know, maybe switch it up, but yeah, we're doing it chronologically. Of course, the men play first at 4 o'clock, women play at 5:30, so we'll do it chronologically, and then we'll have highlights of both games around the seed next week again. Separate segment. Hope you enjoyed that. If you haven't taken a look at it as of yet, I'm going to try to share a link on this video as well so you can take a look at what happened in the last week of USL Championship action around the seed. The newest segment here, our newest feature, shall we say, as part of the Soccer Night in Detroit family. Just a look at all the action in the USL Championship. So I'm going to try to add that as an in-video link as well, so that way you can check it out after you're done with this one. So a little short segment, about 8 minutes. I usually did that. I did that for the first couple weeks for shall we say, the for Soccer Night in Detroit. I did a couple of segments. The first one was kind of like highlights of the first week of action, but now I've had a little I should a little space to it. Just a little space to it. Some highlights, as I said, some highlights, some insights, some snark. So basically, a little bit of the view of what was going on throughout the championship. And I hope you enjoy that. And if you like it, and we'd like to thank our, everybody that has subscribed. thus far. But like I said, make sure, please, like and subscribe. Follow us on the socials. Steve's on Blue Sky. I'm on Blue Sky as well. We'll share our addresses going forward as far as the our Blue Sky links as well, so you can communicate back with us. But also leave a comment if you like. Share the videos. That way we can get more on the algorithm as well. Whether it be the Musings Around the Sea or Soccer Night in Detroit or After Hours. So share those videos. I'll preach it. All we're trying to do, of course, preach the good word of Detroit City FC and the league that we're in, the USL Championship. So until Saturday, folks, when we see you from the Detroit City clubhouse, keep your feet in the ground. Keep reaching for the Galaxy.